Hello, 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 everyone. Good evening. Good evening. How's everyone doing this evening? God bless. How you doing, Steph? First one in tonight. Amen. She says, number one, absolutely. She says, hey, everybody. Hey to you, girl. Jess Cribs, number two. Jess, how you doing tonight, sweetie? Blue and purple hearts. God bless you, girl. God bless. Absolutely. Texas Brat, number three. Good evening, PG. Much love to you, girl. Much love to you. How you doing, Christmas Angel? How are you doing? Good evening, everyone. Hey, PG. Hey, girl. How you doing tonight? Lisa says, hey, y'all. Hey to you, girl. Hey to you. Much love. Hello, always LA. There you are. She says, hello, PG and family. Much love. Much love to you. Absolutely. Tonight I'm going to try to head down because every night I'm at the top and everyone else is talking about good stuff at the bottom. Hello, Sugar Cookie. She says, hello, beautiful PG and family. Love you all. Much prayers, much love. Absolutely. God bless. God bless. Oh, Mara, I so appreciate those purple and blue hearts. God bless. Oh, Deputy Sheriff, how you doing tonight? Says, don't forget to show PG some love by giving this video a big thumbs up. Amen. Amen. Yeah. Always LA says, there she is. Absolutely. Yeah, I got held up for a second. That little daughter of mine was running around last minute. She always wants to talk to mama. Hello, Pam. How you doing tonight, sweetie? She says, hey to you, girl. Hello, Flip Flop. How you doing tonight, sweetie? How are you doing? There's Linda. How you doing tonight, sweetie? Hi, Miss PG. Hey to you, girl. I think you could be right, paranormal. Absolutely. She's playing hero. That's why she's claiming that she turned her daughter in. I cannot believe that she is even doing that, right? I cannot believe she is doing that. It's like, oh my God. I think I've heard it all now, right? I think we've heard it all. Absolutely all. How you doing, Steph? He said number one. Oh yeah, I went back to the top. I don't know how I got up back up there. Sorry. I'm losing it tonight. I am losing it. I got 50,000 things on my mind. AC says hi. Hi to you. How you doing tonight, sweetie? Yeah, she absolutely was saying that she turned Leilani in, that she took her and turned her in. And we know better than that because law enforcement came out and said, absolutely not. We went and got her, right? And I heard she left the rehab. She was in rehab. And actually I heard they wasn't going to arrest her if she stayed in rehab. But she left rehab. And they went and got her. Absolutely. They was just going to leave her in rehab, let her get her treatment. But she couldn't hold out, right? She couldn't hold out in there. Well, where she's at now, she'll really dry out now, right? She will really dry out for sure. Yeah, exactly, Pam. She was supposed to She was supposed to protect them kids, and she didn't. Absolutely right. Absolutely right. She failed. She failed. She failed them babies. Yeah, that's what I'm asking, Robin. Does she exactly? I so agree with you. Billie Jo is lying. Does she really think everyone is that dumb? The news already said they are the ones that picked her up. Absolutely. Yep. We all heard it. I'm gonna believe, the news and law enforcement over Billie Jo any day. Absolutely. Oh, you guys are so sweet. Everybody hit that like button. Yes. Yes, Chris. That is awesome. Oh, thank you guys. Thank you for the support. Absolutely. God bless. Hi, PG. How are you tonight? Do you believe Leilani was in rehab? Yeah, I do. I do. I believe that she was in rehab. Um, it's to my understandings that they was thinking about not even arresting her yet. If she was, they was going to let her try to get the treatment if she was really serious about, they would rather her dry out, under medical advice than to be in, trying to do it inside of the jail cell. And plus, they just that particular area and just got a lawsuit, right? They just got a lawsuit on them because they let an inmate die. Or an inmate died, and yeah, they didn't get them treatment. 5 officers were fired. They were actually fired, and they knew that the inmate was very sick, and none of them they didn't get help. They were also saying that they was making the rounds when they weren't. They were supposed to make a round every 30 minutes, check on the inmates, and they were logging that they made the rounds when they didn't, right? So, I think that's another reason they were thinking of, letting her, detox in a detox center other than in the jail. Yeah. Um, Cher is Cher is she's a bona fide piece of crap, right? That's what she really is. And she's always for the criminals, not ever for the not ever is she for the victim, right? It's like she hates the victims, right? She doesn't want to take up for the victims at all. Not at all. Until you know the criminals get tired of her, right? Until they get tired of her and tell her go fuck herself. Then, oh, I was just talking to him to get in and to turn on him to get this. No, no, you fuck these babies' cases up by supporting them criminals and getting other people to support them criminals instead of supporting the victims. That's what you do. You take all the support that those babies had, right? You take all the support that them babies and them little victims could have had, and you turn the table and get that support to be for the very ones that did it instead of the real victim that suffered at the hands of these people. It's wrong. Absolutely wrong, right? Yeah, whoever took that mug shot did it wrong, right? That is true. How you doing tonight, Yorkshire Rose? How you doing, sweetie? Yeah, her mugshot did look sober, right? She looked, she still looked crazy. Yeah, Billie Jo played a part. I don't know why they haven't got her for. I don't know why she hasn't gotten trouble yet for child endangerment, because that's exactly, you know, that was child endangerment. What she did was child endangerment. She left those children in the hands of someone that, she knew could not watch them, right? She put them in the hands of someone they weren't supposed to be in the hands of. I mean, if Leilani was capable of taking care of those kids, Billie Jo wouldn't ever had custody of them, right? Common sense. Hello, Crystal. How are you tonight, sweetie? How are you doing? Yeah, absolutely. She did, and I agree. I agree always. How late her eyes did look. She just looked like, yeah, like, you know, nobody's home, right? Lights weren't even on. Nobody was home. Absolutely. I think she is. I think, you know, Billie Joe's going to play like Casey Anthony's mother. Absolutely. She's going to play the victim, right? I'm doing good. I'm doing very good. I appreciate you asking, hon. God bless you. Um, oh yeah, I heard about that. I heard about Ziggy taking one of her people to the cleaners again, and then got real upset, right? Pissy. Got real pissy about it. It's my debt. I'm going to pay it. I am not going to let you guys do this to me. Not 3 weeks into, you know, the guy I couldn't stand and wanted everybody to get me away from passes away. Um, I think if I dislike somebody that much, I don't think I really care if they died or not. Would you? I mean, seriously, let's get real. Let's get real. I'm not going to have a problem with somebody I dislike passing away. You know, it's like, you know, about time, right? If you dislike him as much as she acted like she disliked him, I mean, I don't know. Maybe I think of things differently, you know, but, you know, it's like the biggest piece of shit on the whole face of the earth can pass away and everybody's talking nice about him, right? I'm like, are you kidding me? I don't think so. But, you know, she acted like this guy was so terrible and everything, and now she wants a full-blown pity party. What the fuck's going on with that? I mean, like, are you for real? How you doing, Sistina? How you doing tonight, sweetie? Hello, Tammy. There's a number for that. Yeah, exactly. Cursed with curiosity. That is insane. I'm going to tell you, you know, that's why I say, that's why I tell people, like, you, for instance, the lab, the lab took that lady to the cleaners and then, and then brought all of that, that hatred out on her. And, you know, you got to be careful, you got to be careful because these creators will suck you in. They will suck you in and then try to suck you dry, right? Right out of your retirement if they can. I mean, they don't care. It's all a lot of people's all about them. They don't think if you need the money, right? They don't think if you need that money. They don't think that that's your, that's what you've worked hard to put back or to save, and that's your rainy day fund. And at some point you're probably going to need it, right? You're probably going to need it at some point in life. And and here they walk away with it. I can't back that kind of stuff. I mean, I get a lot of hate. I get a lot of hate, y'all. I really do. I get a lot of hate by talking about, about people, about creators and how, it's all about the dollar for them and so forth and so on. You guys know that we all got thrown into this particular channel over here. You guys know that. You know that we all got through into this. Even I got through into it because, we couldn't support Summer and pull her into the spotlight the way we needed to anywhere else, right? We got pushed into opening a channel. And from day one, we've been a we thing, not a me thing, a we thing for her. But other channels ain't like this channel. Other channels, it's not like us. They're the other channels, it's not a we thing, it is a me thing. And it's all about them and getting everything they can, from their viewers. It's all about the dollar. And yes, I do think cash apps are wrong. I'm sorry, I do absolutely believe that cash apps are wrong. Unless something happens to where, because a lot of times people be mean. They'll be mean or something happens and that creator isn't monetized for a while or something. Yes, okay. You got to keep your channel running and yes, you do probably need help financially to keep the channel going. I understand it costs a lot to run these channels and a lot of time and everything else. So yes, I'm not saying, I'm not hating on people. But when you have super chats and super stickers and you're able to get the super chats and super stickers, then I cannot see you running a cash app. Absolutely not. I can't. Because that's you thieving away from the very company that's allowing us to have a platform up here. You're a thief. You're a thief and you're and you're not doing it right. And it's tax-free money as well, right? So you're cheating Uncle Sam. I don't agree with it. We live in a country where our taxes are important. It's important for us to pay taxes so that children can go to school and get free lunches and breakfast, right? It's important that we pay taxes so that child protective services and even though they're crappy as hell most of the time, if they save one child, it was worth the tax money to get that child saved, right? And it's worth the tax money, for the people that get their roads and stuff fixed. It's worth paying for, right? I mean, when I drive down a nice smooth road, I thank God, because I've drove down ones that ain't so damn smooth, right? So what I'm saying is, it's important. It's important to render unto Caesar's what is Caesar's, render unto God what is God's, and render unto, be honest about things in life. Be honest. That's what I'm trying to say. But I get a lot of heat over it. And this lady that just got took for $7,500, I don't know what to say to her. I really don't. I hope Ziggy pays it all back. Will she? I don't know. That's a lot of money to entrust someone with, right? That's a lot of money. People should live this way. Here's the way I live. If I got it to give someone, if I've got it to give, I give it. If I have it to give. If I do not need it for bills or need it for something, if I have food, my bills paid, everything going good, and I have extra, then I don't mind loaning it or giving it. Because see, if it's a loan, even if it's a loan and I don't get it back, I'm not going to worry about it, right? I'm not going to worry about it. But if you don't have it to give and you give it, you're needing and expecting it back at a certain time and it doesn't come in, then that's going to make bad between you and the person you loaned it to, as well as put you in hardship, right? It's going to put you in hardship, and it's going to make, ugly between you and someone else. And, that no one should do that. No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. So before you loan money to someone, ask yourself, if they don't give it back, are you going to be angry? Because if the answer is yes, please don't loan it to them. Don't give it to them, because you might not get it back. If you need it and you're going to be in hardship, ask yourself that. The answer is yes, please don't give it to them. Exactly. Always, Ellie. That's exactly what I'm saying. Don't ever loan someone money that you expect back. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. If you want to give it, and they do give it back, hey, that's wonderful. But always make sure you're willing to just give it, because if you don't get it back, don't let it bother you, right? Don't let it bother you. And that's me. That's me, Sistina. I learned that a long time ago from my own daddy. My own daddy had that policy. He always had to, if he didn't have it, he did not loan it. Absolutely not. He would not loan it. I remember my mother. Complaining because we had some family that just seemed to know every time my dad came into a windfall. I don't know why, but they seemed to just know, right? And they pop right up. I mean, they visited they didn't visit a whole lot anyway, but But whenever he got something new or came into a little something extra, bam, they seemed to be there. And I remember my mother saying, "Oh my gosh," and don't be loaning or giving because we don't have it, right? We don't have it. And my dad was something else. Sometimes, and he'd tell my mom, if I ain't got it to give, I don't give it, right? Absolutely not. And my mother always told him they didn't pay back. Absolutely. You probably wasn't going to see the money ever again. If you give them anything, you're not going to see it again. Yeah, exactly. Save our bees. Exactly. Ain't too many people got money to give away, right? Absolutely not. We all struggle. Every last one of us struggle. She is probably in shock, Debbie. She was probably in shock. That's the truth. Her mugshot, her eyes, yeah. I bet she was in shock. Yeah, Sistina, he was. He was. My dad was a very, very good man. He was a very good man. I mean, he would give the shirt off his back if someone needed it. He really did. He helped a lot of people through life. A lot of people. He helped. Absolutely. He was, I remember being just a real little girl, and we had been grocery shopping, and we was walking to the car, and some straggler had straggled up and asked him for money, and he gave it to him, gave him some money. And I said, "Daddy, why you give that man money? You know? Um, what did he need it for?" That's what I wanted to know. I said, "What did he need it for?" And my dad told me, he said, I was afraid to ask him what he needed it for. He said, I said, "Why are you afraid to ask him what he needed for?" He said, "Well," he said, "I didn't want to make him lie." He said, "I didn't want to make him lie." He said, "I don't know what he needed it for. He just asked for it, and I gave it to him." He said, "You don't ask people what they need something for. If you want to give it to them, give it to them. If you don't. But don't, it doesn't matter. Either you want to help them or you don't, right?" So that's what I learned from that lesson. My dad was more worried about the man sold, right? He was worried about the man sold. He didn't care what he wanted it for. Yeah, I miss my dad. Absolutely. But anyway, yeah, I I hope that lady had it to give, but it seems like it's causing some chaos over there, at Ziggy's. I mean, that ain't the first person Ziggy's took money from that caused a lot of chaos, right? That's what caused the problem between her and Jenna. The reason that her and Jenna had their out the way they did is because Ziggy took two other ladies to the cleaners, and these two women were calling and telling Jenna about it, right? They were telling Jenna, all about what Ziggy had done to him. And, I guess one lady was really crying, really in tears over what happened to her. And Ziggy wasn't giving her none of it back. I guess it was a loan and he wasn't paying her back anything or something. And that was that woman's, savings, right? It was her savings. And, you know, and that was why they fell out, because Jenna felt that, she tried to get Ziggy to talk to the lady herself and handle her own problems. And Ziggy was running from it. She was, being nasty about it. I ain't effing talking to nobody. She did what she did. That's her problem, right? And that, I think, was over Ziggy. The woman gave her a bunch of money, I think, to help her get out of that bad situation that she's crying about now, right? That she's actually crying about. That was a woman that gave her a bunch of money to move on, to get away from this horrible man, to move on. She loaned her the money to get the place and so forth and so on. And now Ziggy's crying about this particular man she so wanted to get away from, right? She took that lady to the cleaners. Now she's taking somebody else to the cleaners. I don't know what this, Ziggy's just a piece of shit. That's it. She don't like what I'm saying. She could always come over here and, I'm bringing you up, Wisconsin mama. She can always come over here and,
Are you talking about
come up
shit
on panel
again?
and she's welcome. Come over here. Come up on panel. I tell her the fucking way it is, right?
You hear me?
Yeah, what'd you say, hon?
I said, are you talking about shit again?
Yeah, I'm talking about freaking on Ziggy again.
Well, I just want to say hi, everybody in that's in chat tonight. It's so good to have you all here.
Absolutely.
Yeah. God bless everybody, right, Peachy?
Amen.
Yeah.
Amen. Absolutely.
Yeah. So I was just coming in late. Stopping up to say hi. How you doing?
I'm doing good, girl. How you been doing?
I'm good. I'm good. Yep.
You sound like your voice is gone again.
It is.
Who was you screwing at this time?
My employees.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Yeah. They just kind of look at me like, this isn't the 1930s. We don't work our asses off anymore. We don't work for a paycheck. We just stand around and talk and just kind of do what we do until we get paid.
Right.
I don't understand whatever happened to pride. Take pride in yourself, what you can do for that day or what you have succeeded in doing that day. I just
Hey,
don't.
Pearl, I have to see you if you want to come on. Well, I guess Pearl didn't want to come on panel.
Ooh.
Ziggy must have a fake account, right?
Well, I don't know, PG, take your pick. It could be anyone. It could be Cam Can. It it could be JSB. It could be
Nah.
the Purple Witch. It PG. It could have been anybody.
Yeah, I wasn't talking about anybody. I was talking about somebody, right?
Yeah, that's true. That's true. You're
So,
talking. Yeah, it could be anybody.
but you know what? At
Let
least
them
they're
come.
watching, right? At least
Yeah,
they're
at
watching.
least they're watching. Don't forget to hit that click like.
Yeah, don't
Click
forget to hit that like
that
button
like
on your way
button.
out.
Sorry, there's no cash apps over here for you, but Go back to your
Yeah.
own. Go back to your own
I have
YouTube
no
channel
problem.
and
I have no problem telling, I don't have no problem telling, you know, anybody the way it is. I mean, I don't.
PG, read the back chat.
Absolutely not.
I haven't seen the back chat for a long time. There hasn't been anybody back there for a long time. But there's somebody back there tonight.
Yeah, Pearl. Pretty
Pearl.
pools.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I guess, they probably can call themselves pearls when they're taking everybody to the cleaners, right?
Well, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
I
Wait,
I
but
could.
wait
How many
till
pearl necklaces could we have?
I'm
How
gonna
many
tell you
pearl
something.
necklaces?
$7,500. $7,500 loan, and you don't pay it back.
That girl was just crying. Not
Uh,
Ziggy, the other one.
the one that lost the 7,500.
Yeah.
Well, I'm
Yeah.
gonna tell you something. She can actually sue Ziggy, and she's not the and for one, her family could sue Ziggy, because if this woman indeed, obviously she, you know, is someone that shouldn't be handling her own financial affairs, right? To be giving money away like that. So her family can come in, and Ziggy has done this before. She's done this to two other ladies before, and who knows how many other people. And there's a law. There is a law against taking, you know, people like that to the cleaners. There is actually a law that protects these people from being victims of someone like Ziggy. So
Yeah, I'm sorry, I was listening to you, but I was reading Deputy's comment. Deputy, you are so funny. You are hilarious. That is so funny. Like, seriously, Ziggy, rent a friend?
unbelievable.
Unreal. When does it stop to taking advantage of people? When does it You don't go on YouTube spreading your personal business and then sit on YouTube and cry about it and scream and holler and get mad and cry some more and tell more of your sad story to get money off of people. I mean, shame on you. Shame on you for taking advantage of these people that are being kind because they have a heart, and you're just screwing them over.
Absolutely.
So for every
Absolutely.
YouTuber that's doing that, I mean, I hope honestly, rotten hell for taking advantage of all these kind people that have hearts.
Well, I tell you, you know, they'll lose 7 times, right?
They
They'll
will.
lose 7 times. I mean, 7 times, whatever 7,500 is, Ziggy is out the window anyway, right?
Right.
She wondered why she don't have anything in life. Well, bitch, because you keep throwing it out the window by doing evilness, right? You keep throwing everything out the window by your evilness. I mean, a fucking thief don't ever have nothing, right? Thieves
Right.
don't ever have anything.
But
Um,
PG, when you keep taking and taking and taking from people,
mhm.
eventually it's going to catch up to you, and there's going to be nothing to take anymore because those people wised up.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. People say money's the root of all evil. I don't believe that. I absolutely don't believe that money is the root of all evil. Money's actually a good thing. A good thing, if you use it the right way. God put everything on this earth here for the good, right? Like a knife.
Exactly.
You take a
Yeah.
knife, and a knife's a good thing, right? Because you can peel potatoes, you can slice and dice, and your vegetables and your food up easily, and they wash up nicely, and put them away, and I mean, great thing to have. But you
Yeah.
got evil people that use knives for evilness, right?
Right.
and
Right.
and they make something ugly out of something beautiful. And it's that way with everything. I mean, even firearms, right?
Yeah.
They're good. They're a good thing for hunting, for winning wars, to protect your home and your family with. They're a good thing, but evil people use them for the bad, right?
Yes.
And
Yes.
so it's your choice. Like I tell people, all humans, when you're born, God gives you the free will of choice. And
Oh
those
yeah.
choices will determine whether, whether you make your way to eternal life in heaven or eternal life in hell, right? But you're going to get somewhere for eternity
Oh yeah, you
by
are.
by the choices you make. If they choose to make bad choices, don't get angry with everybody else when they point it out. Be
Yeah.
angry with yourself. It's not
And
that person you dislike, it's yourself you dislike, and who and how and what you are, right?
right.
Make the right choices, and you won't have a problem being angry with anyone because you're always doing the right thing, right? You're always doing the right thing, so you're going to get positive attention, not negative. If you don't want negative attention, don't do the negative shit you know that brings it, right?
Well,
Absolutely not.
I don't understand either one of those women what they were thinking. I mean, like the one that offered the $7,000 and the one that took it. And then, I mean, honestly, I don't even know what to say because I think it's absolutely crazy.
I think some people really, you know, care about other people. They want, a lot of people get attached to the creators, and the creators don't know how, they don't, what these people want, what these people are looking for is, kindness, love, caring, someone to be their friend, somebody to like them, and enjoy their company and time spent with them, and so forth and so on. And that should be free. That should be free. No strings attached to being kind to your chat, to being kind to, all these people that are in your chat supporting you and everything. I mean, that is free.
Yeah.
And if you cannot unconditionally, like Jesus Christ gave, his love out and caring out and kindness and everything, then they need to take their panels down, right? Because we're not up here to use people.
I agree 100%. There you have it right there. You are not up here to use people.
Absolutely not. And I'm just so tired. I'm so tired of seeing people get used like that. I mean, and I'm tired of the
Yeah.
creators that are so fucking evil to do such a horrible thing. I mean, you know,
Well, I'll tell you, I would never put myself in that situation to um if I was a creator. I'm just going to say if I was a creator and I did something like that, man, I would shut I've been done. I've been done. I would just shut my YouTube channel down and been done. Gone away.
right?
But no, she comes back up on panel and she starts all over again. And it's like, you know what? Take that $7,000 and go get yourself a therapist. There you go, Ziggy. Go see a therapist because that's exactly what you need.
I don't. think a therapist could help her, to be
You
honest
can't.
with you. I really don't. I'm serious.
Oh,
I have personally one-on-one talk with Ziggy, right? I
right.
have one-on-one talked with Ziggy, and Ziggy is a full-blown fucking narcissist. Trust me. That bitch is a narcissist.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. Yeah, I don't watch it very much because I can't get into I just
Ziggy is one of those people. She wants to suck people in. She wants to take all and give nothing. She wants to take all and give nothing.
well, that's
You know,
obvious.
the dirtier and more low life she thinks you are, the better she wants to be your friend, right?
Yeah.
The better she wants to be your friend because she's a fucking low life too. She's a low life. Trust me.
Well, just by taking that money tells you what kind of person she is. And you know what? So be it.
Mm-hmm.
So be it. Ziggy, you be Ziggy. You keep doing what you're doing. But you're obviously not a very happy woman. I don't know. And I just think that you need help. And you screwed that lady over royally. I hope you
I
brought the
get,
Vaseline when
I
you screwed
promise
her
you,
over.
I get mad hate. I get mad hate from these creators, by
Oh, yeah.
telling people, don't let them take you to the cleaners. They hate it, they hate that I'm putting, you know, that I'm putting my foot in there, you know, in the way of them taking all these people to the cleaners,
Yeah.
right? Educating them on how and how, their operation works.
Yeah.
And they're like fucking furious, right? I mean, they're all
Oh, yeah. They're all over you. I mean,
yeah, they're all ballistic, they're
yeah.
all like, fucking PG, I hate fucking PG.
Mm-hmm.
What the fuck ever? Hate me, bitch. Get a number and stand in line.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Pick a number and stand in line with the other 55 million people that fucking hate PG, right?
Yeah. That would
I
be
mean, are
the
you
troop
kidding me?
line. I thought it was
You
so funny
shit.
when I sent you that message that Cam Can put out
Yeah.
a put out a video of you, and I told PGA, said I saw a video of you that he made. I go, but it still wasn't as funny as yours. No, there ain't nobody that can make any kind of videos as good as PG's. She's the best of the best. Yeah,
Oh,
you are the best of the best.
you know, it ain't me. That's all glory to God. That's all glory
Well,
to God.
okay. Well, I'm just
I
gonna
only
say,
do what, I only do what I'm led to do.
I know you
And,
do,
I'm led to shut down this evilness out here, right? That's what
yeah,
I'm led to do is
and
shut
that's what
down the
you're doing,
evilness.
and that's what you're doing.
And I don't like to see these innocent people. They're victims. That lady that just got took to the cleaners like that, she's a victim.
Oh yeah,
She's a
yeah,
victim, and Ziggy is a predator.
yeah.
And the same way with the lab. That poor girl was a victim. He was a predator. I'm telling you, there's predators right there on
Oh
these
yeah,
panels. They're
oh
right there on
yeah,
those panels. And you know what? No, they're not hunting. They're not hunting children. No, they're hunting you. They're hunting you and your pocketbook for all they can take you for. If you allow it, I don't know what to say. What I'm saying is, if you see a cash app, if these people are able, if these people are able to get super chats and they're able to get super stickers, and you see cash apps going by and Venmos going by and wish lists going up, get the fuck away from them because you are smart enough to know why they're doing what they're doing.
oh yeah.
You're smart
Yeah.
enough to know why they're doing it. It ain't for the children, it's for self gain. And I can't go along with that shit.
Yep.
Absolutely not. I understand that, yes, they need help. They need help to keep their channel afloat out here. Absolutely, they do.
Well, yeah,
I'm
I
not
get
I'm not
that.
criticizing them for, for taking some donations to help their channel keep running. Absolutely not. What I'm
Some,
criticizing them for is taking people to the cleaners,
yeah,
asking them, begging them, giving them a sad song about all the shit and using these people up. Hell to the no. Hell
no,
no.
no.
Absolutely not.
Yeah, well,
Absolutely
she
not.
should be able to run her channel for quite a few years with $7,000.
I'm going to tell you something.
There it is. Pop goes the weasel.
Absolutely. I had to get me something to drink. But yeah, you know, absolutely not. You know, all of our cars break down, right? All of
Yeah,
our cars break down, and who has to fix them? Us.
us. Who has to
Anyway,
come up with the money for them?
exactly.
Us.
All of us have shit. Listen to, I got, I've got like 3 or 4 holes in my wall right now that I got to patch. Does anybody want to? Does anybody want to? Help PG patch my wall? Do you want to help me patch those few little holes that I knocked in there tonight trying to hang something up and couldn't decide really where I
Oh,
want it? So I poked a bunch of holes instead of just one I needed. Hell no. You know what? That's PG's problem.
PG.
I'm going to have to, I'm the one that's going to have to figure out, you know,
Mm-hmm.
where the freak, the plaster is. And if I don't have any, I'll have to go get a little can, right? And I'll
Yeah.
have to fix those little holes and paint over them and stand back and sand them and everything till it's perfection.
Yeah.
And I get it back to the way I want it. Or if I don't, just hang some other fucking picture over it so nobody can ever see, right? But at the end of the day, that's my problem. But I could have come on here and been like, I just put these holes in my wall. I don't know how I'm going to get them fixed. It's going to cost like so much money. No,
Yeah.
no. You know what it costs? A can of fucking putty, some sweat off my ass, and get it the fuck done.
Because it's
That's
your
what it is.
because it's your responsibility. It's your home.
Exactly.
It's your responsibility.
Exactly.
I mean, I just had to go and buy tires for my truck. You know, that costed me $700. $700 that costed me. But it's my
Absolutely.
truck, my responsibility.
There
I
you
get
go,
a
girl.
paycheck every week. I
There
have to
you
save
go.
for that money. And
There
that's what
you
you
go.
do. You save.
And that's exactly what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm saying. You know, everybody doesn't ride around. Everybody don't ride around in Ziggy's car or truck, so they shouldn't be buying it. Now, yeah, people do go to Ziggy. People do go to Ziggy's, and they do support her channel. People do go there, and she puts in the time and everything, the time and everything. Well, here lately, not to talk about missing children and everything, I don't know when the fuck the last time she did something like that. But anyway, long story is once upon a time she did talk about missing children and stuff, and was doing what she's supposed to be doing, and she had a lot of viewers there that, yes, I understand them supporting her channel so that could keep it afloat and she could keep doing what she was doing, right?
Yeah.
And that's the only fucking money she needed. Anything outside of that, no, absolutely not. You don't ask people to fix your house, your car, you know um anything, period.
No,
Anything, period.
no,
Absolutely not.
I'm telling you, and that's the way that we were raised. If you wanted something, you went and you worked for it.
Well, she's a fucking bum. And
Well,
do you know how embarrassing it is and how shameful it is to ask people to give you their hard-earned money? I
I
mean, come
really wouldn't.
on.
I don't know what it's like because I've never done it.
That's
I've never done it.
disgusting.
I would go without before I had to ask
Well, I'm
anybody
gonna tell you
because that
something.
person worked hard for their
I
money
don't
too.
I don't have I don't have to do it to understand how fucking embarrassing that could be, right? I don't have to do it.
No,
Absolutely not.
no. But I'm not going to go to somebody and beg people for money that have worked 40 plus hours a week to earn that money for themselves and their families.
I'm
No, I'm not going to, even if I
I'm gonna
needed
be
help, I'm
honest.
not going to go ask. I'm
I
not.
I be feeling Ziggy's shame. When I sometimes I click in and say, hey, maybe she's talking about a kid tonight or something. Click in
Yeah.
and I hear her up there, talking about all of her, you know, go her freaking needing support for this and needing support for that and her little freaking wish list shit and all of this stuff and how bad she's always having it. Man, she's got it bad 24/7, right?
Right.
Every fucking day. And I'm like, you don't get as big as Ziggy is by having it bad.
No.
Trust me.
No.
I mean, that bitch is eating just fine, right?
Right.
She is definitely eating just fine. Don't look like she missed a meal to me or nor a snack. So don't tell me that anything there, Ziggy. Nothing. Don't tell me shit.
Ziggy, I hope you're taking notes. I hope you're learning something from PG tonight.
She'll learn something from me. She'll learn what a bitch she is. A user, a taker.
Tell her, PG.
And I don't have no problems telling her. I mean, I feel sorry for this lady. I feel sorry for the other two women. That's why I allowed Jenna to come up and tell her exactly what she thought about her because I knew Ziggy wasn't going to let her do it on her panel because Ziggy knew she was in the wrong. And she knew what Jenna was going to spill, and that's why she wasn't letting her up there.
Huh.
And that's why their relationship went south. If Ziggy had been the right type of person, that wouldn't have ever happened, right?
Yeah.
It wouldn't have ever happened. But she thought that Jenna was just as crooked and dirty as her, and she thought that between her and Jenna, they was going to, Ziggy was going to collect everything in, but she was going to have Jenna be in the. Which she thought that if Jenna was, dirty enough to come up there and attack me for Candace Wells, right?
Oh,
for Candace Wells, then Jenna was dirty enough to attack these ladies and them in the wrong. Also, attack these women in the wrong when they was just wanting their money back that Ziggy rightfully owed them. But Jenna's like, no, no, because even when Jenna came up there and attacked me, she finally broke down and told the truth that that Candace put her up to it, had her doing it, and she felt bad about what she did, right?
Well, where does Ziggy feel like she's entitled? I mean, what makes her think that she's entitled to receive all this money from these people? Her content is shit. And I don't understand why people want to listen to her.
Her content is nothing but her and all of her needs and all of her whining and all of her crying. And it makes me fucking crazy, right?
Well, yeah. What'd they write?
They're Robin. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Call DW. He'll fix your walls for free.
I saw that's what I was laughing about.
No doubt in my mind.
Oh,
Girl, I appreciate that super chat. God bless. I found that funny as hell.
Oh, it was funny. I was laughing and I wanted to say something, but you were busy talking. Yeah.
In my neighborhood, DoorDash picks up, not drops off. You get that right, Deputy?
Oh, Deputy. I tell you, I need me some brownies.
That is hilarious.
Who's gonna send me some brownies? I'm not asking for
I
a cash app. I'm just asking for brownies.
I got a whole pan, girl.
It'd be
I
like,
got a
did
whole
you see
pan.
that Wisconsin mama over on PG's begging for people to send her brownies?
Why not?
Oh crap.
If Ziggy could bag for $7,500, girl, you could bag for a brownie.
Unreal. This YouTube world is crazy. I tell you, when you think you've seen it all, you haven't. You
Hello,
haven't.
Marilyn. How are you tonight, sweetie? Yeah, I'm telling you, I don't.
So,
I don't know. Ziggy's just Ziggy. That's all I can say. And hell, I don't know. You know,
yeah, I know. I know.
I mean, I
Oh,
wish he wouldn't. I wish he wouldn't do people wrong. I mean,
somebody
personally,
in the
Pete.
chat said that TM is mad at everybody. They don't think they should be that people should be picking on Ziggy.
Yeah.
Oh,
And that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm just talking about. There's a lot of people that support evilness. There's a lot of people that really support evilness.
yeah,
And or else Ziggy's got the wool poured over their eyes, right? Some people
right.
some people don't want to pull the wool up over their eyes. They don't want to pull it off and see the real human that's standing there before them. And what I'm saying is this blindness can get you, can destroy you. It can
Yeah.
destroy you. You
Oh, yeah.
must you must see these people for who and what they are and understand, what's going on. You know, I'm not
PG, I would not want to go out with you. I wouldn't. Because you would have to slap the stupidness out of me. You'd be like, Wisconsin mama, what's the matter with you? This is how it goes, not this way. That, that ain't how you drink. You drink. I'm just,
I'm gonna tell you.
I
I
absolutely love you.
honestly,
I love you, PG. You know I do. You're something pretty special.
you don't want to go out with me for real. You don't.
No, for
You
real.
really don't, because you don't know how to swing a pool stick. You don't want to go out with me.
PG.
That's the truth. Because
PG,
I'm going to tell you, I know how to
is
piss
old
people
age
off,
catching up
right?
to you? Is old age catching up to you? I play pool all the time. I'll
I
take
ain't
you
talking
on
about playing
any
no
day.
pool. I'm talking about knocking a block off across the pool table.
I've seen that done a few times too.
I'm going to tell you,
Yeah.
I'm those people that do it.
Yeah. Well, then I think, you know what? Really, I think we get along just fine.
There you
Actually,
go,
we
girl.
probably could get escorted out of the bar. You two are out of here. Don't come back.
I'm going to tell you, the like the chicks I hang with, they don't take no shit. Absolutely
No.
none. They're like crazy, right?
Yeah.
They're like super crazy. I
Yeah.
mean, I have been out with my girlfriends, and the beer bottle gets broke
Yeah.
and we
Yeah.
just laugh. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy, but it is what it is. I mean, if you have to break the beer bottle,
Mhm.
like, damn, you hated to waste it, right?
Right.
Hopefully it's empty.
Yeah,
But
I've seen a few glasses going over a few people's
it's
heads
sad.
too. Yeah, it
But
is. But
It
whatever.
is what it is.
Do you remember what
Exactly.
happened last night? Nope. Are you sure? Nope, I don't remember nothing. So
It's
Cher is
crazy.
over there. Cher is over begging for money too. I'm reading the chat. Don't tell me Cher is begging for money too.
Oh yeah, for baby Quentin, she's begging for money for Billie Jo, I guess.
Oh.
To funeral expenses for baby Quentin. That ain't the way it works.
Oh.
The way it works is you go to a funeral home, and you let the people know what funeral home that they need to send the money to. What the funeral home does is set up a bank account, right?
Yeah.
And then that funeral home will let everyone know what bank account to send money to. You can call in, or whatever, and send it directly to that particular bank account or to the funeral home if you want.
And
And
usually, if you follow the news station, that news station will also put that up too.
absolutely.
N- you, and I mm, I tell you what, no way. I would send money to the funeral home, to wherever they have an account set up. I would not send any money to Billie Jo. I would not send any money to Cher.
Mm-mm.
And I'm going to tell you right now, that grandma, Billie Jo, is just as responsible. And this is my opinion only. You got those children. You got him because he had an abusive mother.
You're going to send money to a lady that partied with her own daughter. The very daughter that right now, is in jail.
Yeah.
And this is why. This is why. You don't
Yep.
party with your children. You don't party with, you can see this is an adult party going on. That child had no business being there at
No.
all.
No.
But this woman, this is how she raised her children, right? This is how she liked to raise her children.
Well,
No,
no.
no,
No.
absolutely not.
But the thing is that she took and she got court papers and she got baby Quentin, and then it was a stipulation that she could not leave the baby with Leon. Well, I can't say her name.
Leilani.
Leilani.
Mm-hmm.
But that morning when, the boyfriend left, he was left with her. So, you know what? Whatever people think, and this is just my opinion, if anything doesn't happen to the grandma, she still has to carry it on her shoulders for the rest of her life of what she did. I don't know if she'll get, custody of the other children, but she was irresponsible and she left that child with a drug addicted mother, and then the boyfriend left that morning, so that baby was left alone with her.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And I mean, my heart is absolutely broken for Quentin. It is. And he's a little angel and he sits with Jesus, you know, and he saved his siblings. He saved his siblings from the abuse. That's what he did.
Is that you, Robin? Okay, sweetie, I'm bringing you up. If you want to close, yeah. How you doing, Robin?
I'm doing good. I just oh man.
I know, right?
This Billy Joe don't need any money for baby Q. The county will pick up that bill.
Are you sure about
Okay.
that?
Yes, I'm sure about that. My son was 29. They picked up the bill.
They have it's called a victim.
Yes.
Yeah. Actually, my brother was stabbed quite a few times, and every county has a victim something, and they pay for it. And when he was stabbed, they paid for it. Um, a lot of funeral homes will pick up, the whole thing for a child. Uh, uh,
And
but no, no, they don't need money. They don't need money. Billie Jo does not need money. How come nobody's? You know what gets me? Send money to Billie Jo for Quentin's burial. Why not send money to Bubba for Quentin's burial? The father of that child.
why not send it to the funeral home?
We
You
don't
know,
even know. We don't even know
And and
who's going to
and
get
and
baby Quentin's remains yet, right?
I hope it's his
and
dad.
We don't know.
and this
The
guy,
dad does have priority over the mother, right?
He does.
And if he wants to transport baby Quentin back over to wherever he is, um, to be put with his parents, because both of his parents just recently died, right?
Yeah,
So if he wants to put baby Quentin with them, then, that is going to be an expense to transport and do all the things that needs to be done.
yeah.
and the testing will take a while. So I
Um,
seen something on Facebook today about where Cher put out. It said it had a flag over a
Oh,
box
yeah,
and
I saw
said,
that.
"You saw that? Man, that made
Yeah,
me so mad."
yeah. Like, oh, here, I'm the hero now. Look at me, I'm Cher.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, I defend people. Oh, I'm not even gonna get into it.
Mm,
I
mm,
will. I won't get into it unless somebody else does.
I mean, think about it. Testing takes a long time. I mean,
Yeah,
we don't even know what they have to test, you know?
I bet they found a piece. I bet that they found clothing, because I'm sure that they gave the police a description of what he was wearing or what he had on. You know, I'm sure she gave a description of what, if he, what he had on, what kind of shirt he had on, what kind of pajamas, and clothing doesn't disintegrate that
Mhm.
fast. A body does, but not clothing. So I
Mhm.
bet they found clothing along with some of his body. So I think that's how they confirmed it was him, by the clothing. It's just my guess, just my opinion.
You're probably right,
Yeah. Oh,
cuz
jeez.
I knew what my daughter was wearing, even down to her sock.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
What's that you got up on the screen, PG?
That's actually Billie Jo partying, had her daughter out partying with a bunch of other adults. And we all been to these parties. They're not where children belong. Absolutely not.
Yeah.
Anytime you're partying after dark, if you have if usually if a lot of parties you go to, they'll have a cookout earlier in the day and there's kids and everything there, right? But once it starts to get dark and the keg of beer and everything comes out, children go home, right? They go to grandma's or babysitters, or they definitely are dropped off somewhere, because the party's going to start and run till 1, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, right? You
Yeah.
don't have your kids out there in that shit. Absolutely not.
Yeah. You
I
don't.
don't know who you are in the back chat, but you know what? Fuck yourself.
There you have it, Robin. Yeah.
Hmm.
There you have it. I haven't seen anybody in the back chat for a couple months now. But now
Must
that
be Candace.
I don't think it's Candace. I do believe that since PG's been calling out all these low lifes on
Well, go
YouTube.
fuck yourself, okay? Go fuck yourself and see how it feels. And let me know later.
You should learn
No,
you should learn how to say that in Spanish.
don't worry. Don't worry, everybody. Don't worry, because pretty soon Cher's going to be there to party with Billie Jo. They're gonna, they're gonna be out there doing willies. Right there's Billie Jo's new sidekick, right?
There you go.
Leilani went to jail.
That's your
Cher said,
bestie.
I heard you're looking for a daughter, a new daughter. I'm on my
Yeah.
way, baby.
Yeah.
Right? She said, I'm on my way, baby.
That's funny, PG. Looking beyond, yeah, Cher is taking the cash apps and she is supposedly going to show receipts where the money goes.
She's doing them just like she did Don and Candace.
Yeah.
Ain't nothing new.
Leilani, Billie Jo says, you want to go faster, Cher? You want me to go faster? Yeah, I mean, come on. People just need to wake up. I mean, if you actually support Billie Jo, and that channel over there, there's more wrong with you than what I thought, in my opinion. Billie Jo is just as guilty as her daughter. Just as guilty. You should have never left that little baby alone with her. Never.
No.
And she was, and you know what, Cher? You're going to say she was not left alone with him. Yes, she was. When the boyfriend left for work, she was left alone with those kids. There you have it, Cher. Get it right.
She was. Absolutely. Well, I think that Billie Jo and Cher both know the same thing we know, right?
Yeah.
They both know the same thing we know. The babysitter was called off because whatever happened done happened, right?
Yeah.
And that was before he went to work. So
and
there
what
you
is
go.
going on with the babysitter? I mean, like, Cher, you owe that babysitter a YouTube apology. And so does Billie Jo. What you guys did to her, she's going through hell right now. Seriously, hell right now.
And as far as the bond hearing, if she gets one, because I heard about that today, they're gonna make that bond so freaking high that
Should be $1 million. You know what? If I was that judge, I would say no bond. She's a flight risk. Flight risk. She's nope. If I was that DA, I would say, Your Honor.
Hey, listen.
No.
This is serious, for real. Somebody in the chat said they ain't heard from Billie Jo's husband. I'm gonna tell you guys what. I heard from him right here. I heard that they was doing a citizen's arrest.
Lord have mercy.
He said, Billie Jo, what the hell we doing this for? She said, citizen's arrest.
Oh my gosh.
They doing a citizen's arrest.
Oh my gosh. You're right, Randy. You're right. You're right.
This is the very moment. This is the very moment they snapped her mugshot.
No Thanksgiving dinner.
And we all thought Billie Jo lied.
Right? Right? So could somebody clear PG? I came in late, and some people came in late too. Can you tell me who did her mom take her to the police station, or did
Hell
she?
no.
What
Hell
happened?
no.
I
Hell
don't.
no.
They
They
girls,
came and
tell me
got
what
her.
happened then.
Yeah, they came and got her. I have a the briefing of the police I was going to play tonight. Let me play that out.
I got a trigger warning too.
Good evening, everybody. Jeff Hadley. I'm the Chief of Police for the Chatham County Police Department. I'm accompanied this evening by Will Clark with the Federal Bureau of Investigation. This afternoon, Chatham County Police Department detectives arrested 22-year-old Leilani Simon and charged her with malice murder, concealing the death of another person, false reporting, and making false statements in connection with the disappearance and death of her son, 20-month-old Quentin Simon. Leilani Simon is being held at the Chatham County Detention Center and is awaiting a bond hearing. We do not anticipate any other arrests in this case. She has been the sole suspect from the beginning. On Friday, our search teams at the waste management landfill found what they believed were human remains. This afternoon, the FBI lab in Quantico, Virginia confirmed that they are, in fact, human remains. Additional testing, including a DNA analysis, is being conducted, and we have every reason to believe that this will confirm the remains are Quentin's. This is a heartbreaking development for everyone who loved Quentin, for the many people who came to know him after his disappearance, and for our department. When we first received the call that Quentin was missing, we were hopeful that we would find him alive and unharmed. But as we have been telling you for weeks, all of our evidence pointed to his mother being responsible for his death and disappearance, and his remains being found in the landfill. I would like to thank the many people and agencies who worked hard to ensure that Quentin was found, that he would have a proper resting place, and that justice would be served. First and foremost, I want to thank the FBI. We are incredibly grateful for their invaluable assistance. Their expertise, their manpower, resources, and guidance are unmatched and were crucial in our efforts to find Quentin. They were on the scene within 3 hours of Quentin being reported missing and have assisted with every aspect of this investigation. The resources they poured into the landfill search are extraordinary and are the reason that we were able to find Quentin. I can't thank them enough. Chatham County Police Department's Criminal Investigation Division also deserves special recognition. Their devotion to Quentin, to making sure this crime did not go unsolved, is an example of police work at its finest. Our detectives worked tirelessly and were determined to follow every lead and uncover every piece of evidence in this case. The Georgia Bureau of Investigation, Chatham County Sheriff's Office, and Department of Natural Resources all had officers searching the landfill alongside our officers and the FBI. The support of the Chatham County Emergency Management Agency, Chatham Emergency Services, Chatham Occupational Safety and Health, Savannah Police, and Savannah Fire also were invaluable in this massive effort. Finally, I would like to thank the many people who showed their support for our department during this incredibly difficult and important investigation. We appreciate those who kept faith in the system and waited patiently for evidence we needed to make sure Quentin has every opportunity to receive the justice he deserves. At this point, I'd like to turn it over to Will Clark, who has some comments from the FBI.
Good evening. My name is Will Clark. I'm the Senior Supervisory Resident Agent of the Savannah and Brunswick offices of the FBI. 1 month ago, we began this landfill search alongside Chatham County Police Department with one purpose in mind, and that was to find Quentin and to bring him home. On Friday, search crews from the FBI and Chatham County found what we preliminarily believe are partial remains from a human child. Those bones were immediately sent to our lab in Quantico, Virginia, Additional testing for potential confirmation is now underway. It could be days before we have final results. What happened to this 20-month-old child is unthinkable. No child should be harmed by anyone, let alone the person in their lives that should be their protector. This investigation does not end here.
Now, this is where I got the understanding that from what they're not saying is they believe he was thrown away alive. That's word on the street, that he may have been thrown away alive. We'll find out.
There is more work to do. The FBI, along with our law enforcement partners, will continue to find justice for Quentin. Thank you.
Thank you. We'll appreciate that. And we'll try to answer some questions that you may have. Just be mindful that there's many we may not be able to answer, but we'll be willing to take some questions at this time.
You charged Leilani with that you guys found bones in the landfill? Is that?
We found human remains. Yes, ma'am.
Chief, do you believe the
charged
point that
Leilani with
Quentin was
murder?
put in that dumpster? Do you believe that he was alive then or had died before he was in the dumpster and had made it to the landfill?
Could you? I didn't hear the first part. I'm
Do you
sorry.
believe that Quentin Simon was alive when he was in the landfill? Do you believe he died before he was put in that dumpster?
I can't answer that question.
You've charged Leilani with murder.
See, he said he can't answer it. He's not going to answer it. They
Yeah.
believe that he was still living. Ain't that horrible?
Can you speak on whether you think it was accidental or intentional?
I can't speak to that.
Can you talk a little bit about what evidence you all confirmed or learned on Friday led you all to go ahead and make that arrest specifically for today versus earlier on?
Well, as we had said from the beginning with the landfill, we had every belief that Quentin was there in the landfill. Having found what we found on Friday and the preliminary findings from the FBI that we got today led us to make an arrest today. We feel that we have a very strong case. We have put thousands of hours into this, and we believed that this was the right move today to be able to do that. She doesn't deserve a Thanksgiving, quite frankly, if I can go off script a little bit. Quentin.
Amen.
There you go.
Amen. Woo,
Yeah.
you got that right, baby. Absolutely.
Look at
I love this guy. I absolutely
at-
love him.
how he looks just like her.
Oh, he did.
Yeah.
He did. And
Do
you know
y'all know
something?
do y'all know what malice means?
Yes, evilness, the intent. It was with
Yeah.
intent to do the evil that she done. Absolutely.
She
Yeah.
killed him in cold blood.
Absolutely.
That's what malice means.
You know,
Mhm.
can you imagine? I mean, but then I think of, and I'm not defending anybody here, but she was in that house and she lied to every single person in that house. She
Mhm.
lied for days upon days upon days. She lied to everybody. She lied on her interview for the TV.
Mhm.
Guess what, honey? You ain't gonna be able to lie to nobody anymore because when you're in prison, this is on their news. Any prison,
Mhm.
this is on their news station.
And that's all them people in prison do is sit there and look up
Yes.
at that news station.
There you
Don't
have
they?
it. Yeah. What are
Don't
they
they?
gonna
Because
do?
that's their only outside connection with
Put her in
what's going
solitary
on
confinement for the
in their
rest of her life?
areas, right?
She'll be
Yeah.
protected.
Well, they'll put her in solitary confinement for the rest of her life.
Well, not
If
maybe
that's
not
how
the
they
rest
want
of
to,
her life.
if that's how they want to protect her.
If she's in any kind of county jail, she's gonna get the shit beat out of her. First of all.
Well, yeah, but I'm sure they've got her packed away safe and sound, so nobody can get their hands on her. But when she goes to prison, that she better not even blink, because you know how they feel about baby killers in prison.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody will take care of her. Somebody
Yep.
will.
Look at him.
Yeah, absolutely, Jeff. Just yeah, it was hard. It's hard to endure, right? I so
Yeah.
agree. It is hard to
A
endure
baby.
what these
A
people,
baby.
do to their children. Ungodly, absolutely ungodly.
There you go, Cher. Why don't you ask Billie Jo how proud she is that she raised 2 murderers?
Mm-hmm.
Ask her that,
Yeah,
Cher.
ask her that.
Oh my gosh. Seriously. Billie Jo, you have 2 children that are in prison for killing.
Mm.
Yeah.
Lord have mercy. That is like wrong. Wrong.
There has been many families. I mean, many families, right? Take the Waltons, for instance. The Waltons up there. This is a family that, many generations they lived together, right? They lived together. You
Yeah.
had the grandma and grandpa, the mom and dad, the kids started getting married and moving on to the land. They all ate dinner together, right?
Yeah.
And you didn't have, you had multi families living inside of home and on the land, and nobody was evil like that, right?
Right.
What the hell is wrong with these people today? I mean, it's like, you're scared, if your family or say your brother or your sister or somebody in your family needs a place to, they need help for a minute to, get their life together. You're worried about bringing them in, you know? You actually worried about bringing them in because, people today, they have alcohol problems, they have drug problems, right? They have too much shit going on that you just don't want under your roof. I don't understand, why people are, turning to substance the way they do. I don't understand that.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
Wow. Because it's I don't know, PG. I think that
I don't find nothing wrong with having a drink or two to knock the edge off. There's nothing wrong
I
with that.
don't either. I don't
That's it,
either.
a drink or two to knock the edge off. There's nothing wrong with that. People's
But if
been
you're
doing it for years.
Yeah.
And
But if
there's
you're
nothing,
hiding alcohol in your house just to
there
have
is,
a
right.
drink, then you have a problem. And to
There's
turn to the
nothing,
drugs, I think it's
right.
just peer pressure.
When it comes to, hardcore drugs, it's best to not ever get on them, right?
Well,
Everyone that gets on them wish they didn't, right? They wish they didn't. I mean,
have
I'm sure
heard.
Leilani
Yeah,
wishes,
sure.
she could have been raised normal, right?
Yeah.
I'm sure she wishes that she would have had somebody there to lead her in a different path, to be something and somebody in her life, which she could have been.
Right.
But she wasn't because, because of what she was raised with and she was raised around. Your environment really does have a lot to do with how you're going to end up in the future, right?
I 100% agree with you.
And
100%.
it's, I don't know why people don't want, we're supposed to want better lives for our children. And the only way we can give our children better lives is, to make a better life for ourselves, right?
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
have to make that life for ourselves first in order to give it to someone else. We got to be the role model, the big example for, for the people we want to have more in life than we ever had. That's what I'm saying.
And I get it, when kids are teenagers that, they want to sometimes go just one step further, just to try, peer
Right.
pressure, whatever. But I was told this, that if a person tries meth one time,
Mm-hmm.
you're never going to stop after that because it has you hooked.
Well,
That's what I was told.
I know that, like, people that get, that supposedly do crack.
Yeah.
I hear that, the first time they get this sweet taste that they keep chasing, right? That's why
Yeah.
they can't get away from it, because they keep chasing that first high.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And they don't ever get it again. They don't get it, but they keep chasing it and chasing it. And so if you think you can do something one or two times and get away from it, the first time might end you. Like people that do, that drop acid. Do you know that acid actually gets into your spinal cord, and it can make you have what they call a backflash in years to come. You could get what they call a backflash, and that's basically where you start tripping and don't know why you're tripping, and you can possibly hurt someone or severely hurt yourself during this episode, or you may not ever come out of that episode, because it's it's from something you did in the past, because it's stored up in your spinal cord, where it can release itself into your body in the future and destroy, as I said, someone else trying to help you, not knowing what's going on, or destroy you completely because you're flipping and you don't know really what you're doing, and you can seriously, kill yourself. So
Right.
the point being is, why are you doing this? What I'm saying is, before you do any type of substance, please research it. Research it and find out what it can do to your body, before you go doing it. What I'm saying is, people, no, you're not going to live forever. You're absolutely not going to live forever, right? You're not.
No,
And
you're not.
and when you think you can take all of this stuff and you're going to be okay, a lot of times you're not. 4 times out of 10, you're risking when you're doing hard drugs. 4 times out of 10, you OD or you die.
Yeah.
4 out of 10. So if you do it 10 times, you risk probably 3 you'll OD, and the 4th you'll probably be out of this world, right?
Yeah.
And this is what children need to understand. What I'm saying is, nobody's afraid. Nobody's, afraid to die till they're on that table dying, right?
Right.
Nobody likes that sting of death. Nobody likes that sting of death, but you surely will get it by doing these kind of things. At some point you're going to get it, and not to mention, look at all the people you're hurting. Look at your parents who have to watch you be on this, or your grandparents, or all these people that love you. They love you, but they hate you for what you're doing and what you're putting them through, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
They can't understand because they don't know why you ever said yes to that kind of stuff to begin with. And they can't understand, how you not only hurting them but hurting yourself, and how you're not having no compassion for anyone but yourself, to keep doing it, right?
Right. Right.
It's crazy.
Save Our Bees. Where in Virginia did that happen tonight? There is a shooting in Virginia at Walmart. And she said the manager did it. So there was a shooting in Virginia tonight.
Yeah, there was a
at
shooting.
Walmart.
A lot of people did.
Do you know
now
where in
people are afraid.
Virginia? Save Our
Yeah.
Bees. Do you know where in Virginia?
A Walmart manager did it.
Yeah.
Oh
Chesapeake.
wow! You know what? They should sue Walmart.
Chesapeake. I can't say it. Chesapeake, Virginia. What is the matter with people? What's going on with this world?
I'm gonna say good night
Good
and
night, Robin.
happy Thanksgiving.
Hey, happy Thanksgiving to you, girl.
Yeah, you too,
Baby
Robin.
Q, rest in peace. You're the youngest
Amen.
I've ever followed. The youngest. I mean, 20 months old.
Yeah,
Hey,
ain't that
Robin.
horrible?
Robin. We
Yeah.
should probably get a hold of this county boys here that found baby Quentin and send them up to Hawkins County, huh?
Yeah.
Maybe they can find Summer.
Yeah. You
Yeah.
know, if
They
Don
sure.
and Candace would tell us, we might know. But
Yeah. Well,
until
I'll
they,
tell you what. These men in blue worked really, really hard to find Quentin. Really,
yeah, they
really hard.
did.
They did. They
And
did.
I
Thousands of
never,
hours.
I
Thousands
never
of
thought they
hours.
would. I never thought they would. I honestly didn't. I just, wow.
well, yeah. Well, when you've been let down by one county from a different state, it's hard to have hopes for another one. You know what I'm saying. But I'm glad that these guys got it done, and justice is going to be served for Quentin. So,
Well, y'all have a happy Thanksgiving. I'll be at my son's with my grandkids and
well, that's good. That's good.
you
All right,
know,
Robin, have a blessed Thanksgiving and enjoy your day with the grandkids.
I will.
It's at a Chesapeake Walmart. It says police investigating shots fired at a Chesapeake Walmart. Um
Baby girl, I believe you. I believe that the gates of hell have opened also. Yes, there's more evil that's
uh
walking than there is good right now. People need to find God. And I'm telling you, people need to find God. Like as of a long time ago.
there is multiple fatalities and injuries is what they're saying. And deadly Walmart shooting. So, yeah, I guess they had somebody in there
Always all ladies can go check on
going
it.
awry. But it's in Chesapeake, Virginia.
Yeah. Always all ladies gonna go check. Yeah, PG, I don't know what's happening. I don't know what's happening with
It's an
people.
evil world. It's an evil world, Wisconsin Mama. Um,
Jesse
people,
Crib, I hope that's not true.
once upon a time, when families were going to church, when they made Sunday, when they made set Sundays aside to make
Mm-hmm.
sure that they were in the church, not their children on the church bus going to church so they could sleep in,
Right.
but everyone in the car going to church. When
Yep.
communities used to fill up the church house, the pews with themselves and their children, and they raised their children in a righteous manner, went home, had Sunday dinner,
Yeah. Watch football Sunday afternoon with your parents.
read and read the Bible in the evening when parents used to take time to sit down on Sunday evenings and Wednesday nights and read a little bit of that Bible and teach their children about the righteous path and the righteous way to go. This world was a lot better world because we all learned that when we do things for others, we're doing it for Jesus, right?
Yeah.
We're doing it for the Lord, and we're doing kind acts that's going to get us eternal life one day to be with the people we love forever, because this life don't last that long, and we know we're going out of it, and we want to go to a better place and be there forever. But people
Right.
ain't doing that no longer. They're not doing that no longer. Hardly no one ever goes to church, right? Like
Right.
there's very few in the pews today.
Oh yeah,
mean,
there isn't as
you
many
know,
people in the
they
church
get up
now.
Sunday morning and go shopping, or they get up Sunday morning and, get coffee and something to eat, and they just lounge around the whole day. And they don't, most people don't give God a thought, right? They don't even give God a thought.
Well,
Everything's going good for them.
Mm-hmm.
And, and then come the end of the week, they wonder why their whole family, why everything's going to hell, right? Why
Right.
their kids are a mess, why their marriage is a mess, why, why they may not have no one, they have children, but they can't find anyone to stick with them or be with them. Let it be male or female. And it's because, this world has become very selfish and self-centered. It has become, very uncaring, and it just is what it is. Nobody cares what anyone else is doing anymore. And that goes for most, most parents don't really care what their kids are doing. As long as you're going to school, as long as you're doing your homework, as long as you ain't bugging me, I'm good with whatever you're doing. And kids are doing a lot of things that parents don't even have no idea how bad it's getting, right? Until it's too late. And then they
What?
don't want the child in the house no more. They don't want it to visit them any longer. Should have really been, donating some time to what matters most. And that, that's your family, who you have, not what you have.
Right. Always
That's
Ellie just confirmed it. Yeah. The shooting at Walmart just happened a little while ago.
right. Chesapeake. I went and
Yeah.
looked.
PG, where I work on Sundays, we open at 11 instead of at 9. And I asked corporate, could we open at 9 instead of 11? And they said no, because people go to church. And I thought to myself, people don't go to church anymore. They don't. Where I go to church, there's hardly anybody there anymore.
I blame that people are working their butts off. They still don't have enough money to pay bills or buy food or go anywhere because can't afford gas. I'm gonna tell you what. We allowed ourselves to get into the mess of having a lot of bills, right?
Mm-hmm.
We allowed, we over time, it's called progress, right? They call it progress. Well, let me tell you a little something about progress. Everybody thinks that progress is a great thing. Um, it is if you're rich. It is if you're rich. But if you fucking poor, progress ain't best. It ain't best for you. Because what you don't understand, progress costs more and more. As you progress, things get more expensive, right? What I'm saying is people used to, people used to have a fireplace, right? They would cut wood, they'd burn it in a fireplace, and or coal, you know, and yeah, it was a little dirty, it was a little messy, but you know what? It kept their homes nice, toasty, and warm, right? And it kept it going that way for pennies. Well, now today we rely on, you know, all this clean fuel and energy, your big heaters, and in your basement. And the only difference is you're not burning that. You're not getting it for pennies and burning it. Someone else is getting it for pennies and they're burning it for you, and you're paying top dollar, right? You're not paying pennies, you're paying dollars for
And
them, for them
yeah,
to burn
because
what you could have burned.
on
So,
on our dollar bill say, "In God we trust." Our government
right.
doesn't even talk about God anymore like they used to.
And our government says that they do not want to mix religion with politics. But our country was founded. This country was built upon "In God We Trust," right?
Right.
I mean, how can you not recognize, you know, religion when that indeed is the big, thing you use to suck all of these people into America with?
Yeah.
Oh, you can come here and believe any way you want to believe, right?
Yeah.
You don't have to believe how others want you to believe. This is a free country where you can say what you want to say, do what you want to do, act how you want to act, be who you want to be, right? But then
Right.
they tell you now to shut up. They don't
Yeah,
want to
it's-
hear anything good. What I'm saying is in politics, they talk about, you know, um, doing everything wrong. It's okay to talk about doing everything wrong, like busting out windows and tearing apart, um, communities, right?
Mhm.
Because you didn't like something that law enforcement said or did, and that's okay in politics to go awry, right? And destroy, and things that what I'm saying is those businesses they busted up and tore apart and robbed, those businesses had nothing to do with law enforcement. These are people that invested their money into this and got it destroyed. For what reason? Don't tell me that you're going to, you know, take it out on all of these people that had nothing to do with law enforcement whatsoever. No, you did this because you seen an opportunity for self gain and you took it. You put all of these people out of business because of something law enforcement did. That's bullshit.
Right.
Absolute bullshit.
Find
You
some
know?
truth. I can't answer that right now. There's a couple things I'm gonna send to PG. I'm gonna throw a couple things by her about that.
Oh yeah, they frown on you for burning in your fireplace. They frown on you for doing anything that might save you $1. Anything that they can't get their paws on your money for. But I'm going to
Well,
tell you
it's all about
that
money,
paying your
PG.
bills, yes, it's important to keep a roof over your head, clothes on your back, food on your table. But I'm going to be honest with you. I'd rather live in a mud hut. I'd rather live in a mud hut, right?
Yeah.
And eat potatoes, grow potatoes, vegetables, you know, raise chickens. I'd rather have the hard life, to be perfectly honest with you, than to sit there you know, and let my children not get the attention they need to grow up in this life to be the better people that they need to be. What I'm saying is, you don't have to have all of these things in life. All you
No.
need, all you need is, enough. People,
All you need is God, PG. Materialistic items
what I'm saying is a
didn't
lot
bring
of
you
people
here.
are always out spending money on magazines, and they're spending money on clothes, and they spend money on tons of shit they don't need, right? A bunch of games, game machines,
Oh
movies, all
yeah.
kinds of. I mean, they feel like they need all of these things.
AKU.
What you need, what you need, is to be paying attention to your family and making sure they're raised the right way.
Yeah.
You won't have time. You'll save a bunch of money because you won't have time for all of that other shit if you donate it where it needs to be, where it really needs to be, right?
Right.
That's what I'm saying.
120 acres. That is the way my parents were brought up, and that is the way I was brought up. If I don't have the cash for it, I don't buy it.
Absolutely.
I will save it. The only card I have is my check card. That is it. No, I do not have any Capital One cards. I do not have no charge cards. I will not.
Charge cards is the fastest way to lose everything you own.
Yeah. Yeah. I work
Easy to get into, hard as hell to get out of.
exactly. I just work too hard for my money to put it, we'll charge it. We'll charge it. If it's, and that's just the way I was brought up, you know,
Amen, girl. That's me.
you know.
That's me.
And when you were talking, you were up here and you were talking, I came in and you were talking about dads, you know. Um, I miss the hell out of my dad. I miss my dad
Yeah.
so much every day. He was out.
Amen.
He was so wise. He had so much wisdom, and he was so kind. So kind. He would give the shirt off his back to help anybody. And you know, people help people nowadays, but they don't give the shirt off their backs. You know, um there's times where, yeah, have I had to go to the food shelf? Yeah, I did. But you know what? Now I'm I'm not a rich woman, but I have where I can help. I put back. I put back. I help back, you know. Um we now this year we have a family that we picked out to do this year. Me and my kids and my grandkids, and that's what we're doing. They're, they're not going to get gifts this year. Every family put in money, and next weekend we all get to go shopping for that family, and I'm very, very excited about it. You know,
Amen.
they have
I'm bringing
everything.
you up spicy watermelon.
Oh,
How you doing, girl?
hi,
I'm doing good. How you
Spicy.
doing, ladies?
We are good. How are you?
Good. I just wanted to add to your conversation. I think Joe Biden put all of the people that do live in the U.S. and Canada when he canceled Keystone Pipeline, because it would have solved North America's energy crisis.
Yes, it
That
would
was
have.
intentional. I think this whole petroleum increasing prices and cutting off spending to infrastructure and expanding pipelines is intentional, just to increase the costs. But I wanted to
we
keep it
should.
short because I was bringing it up last time. Then you're like, "This is about summer. Be quiet." I'm like, "Okay." I just wanted to say that at least.
No, it was intentional. And look who pays the price. I mean,
Well,
groceries. Look at the groceries.
we have to understand that this happened under Obama also, right?
Well, it goes way back.
It
Yeah.
happened. It happened under Obama as well. Well, it did.
I
And
don't. Yeah, there's crazy things happening even in Canada. Our leaders giving
and
our
they
money away
raised
to
our
countries
food
that don't need
prices
it.
because when the gas prices go up, it's an excuse to raise everything else, to raise everything, not just the gas, not just the food, but everything that needs transported,
Everything.
right? It's a way.
Everything.
It's a way for the rich to take full advantage of all your savings, right? They don't want just what you're making anymore. Your weekly salary. They want your whole fucking life savings. They want you to have to dig into what you're
Yeah.
saving for your rainy day, right?
Yeah.
And they talk about, getting rid of Social Security, which they borrowed from without, that was we the people's money, not theirs. But they because they took it, right? Because they took it and now they won't pay it back. They're talking about how Social Security isn't going to last. Well, yeah, and that you have to get into the 401k programs and everything. But how liable is your 401k program when a lot of companies are shutting down and people are finding out that their 401k went with it, right?
Right.
Meaning they have nothing, meaning they got nothing. And then they're worried that now they're not even going to be. What was wrong with paying into Social Security for everyone to be? I mean, why do they have to make 401ks? And it's something that isn't solid. Social Security was supposed to be solid, and it would have been if the government wouldn't have gotten their hands in there and touched we the people's money, right?
Right.
I think it's
They're
bigger
always
issue with the
fucking us over. That's what I'm saying.
I agree. And this is going on with Canada's prime minister giving our money away to other countries. Climate change should be this. If this
Oh,
climate change is directly, it should be directed in Asia. And there's two things responsible for climate change. One, overpopulation. For people that have more than 4 children and can't take care of them, they shouldn't. And the how do I want to put it? The overconsumption of meat, the agriculture. Those are the two things I think that contribute to climate change, and I think Asia is responsible for it. Why penalize G7 nations that don't? I don't know. It doesn't make sense to me. This is all it's an all a ploy. It's corruption, but
I'm going to be
I don't know.
honest with you. I
I
don't
just hope it's a
believe
different government
in
will do it.
climate change. I don't believe that,
I agree.
anything's being ate away from the ozone or any of that bullshit. Let me tell you, when you get the weather, you're going to get what God demands to be put out. If he says
Yeah.
to put out 90 on you, you're getting 90. If he says put out the rain, it's rain. What I'm trying to say is this is God's earth. He's been taking care of it since since he created it. And he's going to take care of it come all the way down until he ends up destroying what's on it, right?
Yeah.
So, the bottom line is you can believe in all of that BS if you want to, and you can let them steal your tax money for it if you please, and you can feed into it and do all this weird stuff, and let it stress you out and cause you a bunch of issues if you please, but I'm not about to. My God told me to eat, drink, and be merry. And that's what I plan to do. And you know what? I'll eat what I want, when I want, how I want. And that's just fucking it. And I'm not going to stress out anything. Right? God made me who I am.
Right.
He made me who I am.
Yeah.
And he made everyone else the way they
Mhm.
are. And I'm telling you, you're perfect. You're perfect. God don't make no mistakes. Whoever you are, you're perfect. God made
Spicy.
you. God don't make anything imperfect. No, he don't. Nothing's imperfect. People make things imperfect,
Yeah.
not God.
So
It's their mindset.
Spicy, I will say this to you because you are young. I do pray for you, your generation, and my grandchildren and the children after that. Because it doesn't matter what president comes in next or what president comes in next after him. It is going to take a very, very long time to get our economy and everything back, if it ever even goes back to the way it was.
I agree. And the same thing goes for pretty boy Justin Trudeau. He got elected in 2015 and pretty much bankrupt Canada. There are people in this country that you don't even recognize and that caused the problems. Like a week ago, I was on my way to the office and there was this weird, tall man who was waving his arms at people, only to find out that the same man 2 hours later beat up a dozen other people, and he was part of Justin Trudeau's bringing these people over from these countries. I'm all for
Oh,
immigration, but bring in people that have the skills and that can contribute to the economy. The last thing we need is people that can't contribute to the economy, can't speak the language, and don't have the skills, and refuse to learn. I think this
mhm.
is a bigger issue. I get
Oh
it.
yeah.
The people I work with, they go crazy. Like, why is this man giving our money away to countries that don't even need it?
Well,
But
I
that's the
tell
same
you, you want
question
me
that
to
we
you want me
ask
to you
ours.
want me to explain how they got that money away from the American people and
um,
to be able to give away to other countries? I'll tell you
oh,
how.
I'm not speaking
They
on
they
your
were
part.
able
I'm
to get
speaking from neighbors up
all of that
north.
money. They were able to get all that money away and give it to non-Americans because the American people was crying and hollering too much about, welfare and these welfare mamas and all of this and they, oh, this welfare person smokes, so they shouldn't get it. This welfare person, they get food stamps, they buy potato chips and I have to work my hard-earned money and everything. Well, that person that you see drawing that money is your nieces, that's your your nephews, your cousins, maybe your sisters, your brothers, this is your family. Somewhere in your family, it is your family that those tax dollars were helping, and it was keeping your family from being on the street and being able to live it, to live decently. And what people didn't understand was, yeah, you worked and you're going to have a retirement where these people, these single moms that was able to stay home with their kids and raise their kids, they were giving up that retirement to raise their kids, right? Those single moms that money was going to was, they don't get a big, tax credit check every year for those kids as people working did. They don't get back thousands of dollars at one time to help them do anything. They depended on that little bit, and it wasn't really enough to pull through. Believe it or not, it's not. And they had, and most of them had a boyfriend, or most of them had family or someone that actually gave them that phone and was paying for them, or gives them a vehicle, to help out so they can get the kids to the doctors and back, and one thing and another. But people got so angry and jealous of these people, getting this, that they basically, ended up getting them all cut off, right? And the government loved it, because now this opens free money up for all of these foreigners that are non-Americans to be getting, and that's what you're supporting. Now they got all the free housing, not the real Americans, but the ones that are living in your free housing. They're living, they're driving cars. They handed them free cars. Churches bought tons of cars up and just gave it to them for free.
Well, how
Also,
come I wasn't standing in line for that?
you ain't going to get one because you're not from somewhere else. And so basically, they take care of all of these people before they take care of you. Matter of fact, these people have come here, and just go to your your county welfare department, or whatever the human services in your state or county, and see exactly who is running it. Because something, all of them's wearing a headscarf. They're doing that because they talk the language that they're handing all of your money out to. So, when did America become that? When did America become that? Because I thought that our tax dollars that we paid in to, to the human services was to go to help we the people, not somebody else's people, right? But that's just the way it is.
I mean, like I said,
that's
I
what you
don't
should
want
be
my tax
pissed
dollars
about.
going to Cambodia for landmines, or going to these Asian countries for climate change, and tax dollars aren't being spent right. And I agree with you, but nothing can be done unless there's like a conservative government elected up north, or for I guess the Americans, if
Well,
Trump gets back in power. And I thought he did a good job while he was president, actually.
Lisa, you have to go to work. You have to. It's only for a year, and when your baby turns a certain age, you have to go to work.
Well,
But
I can vouch for the state of Wisconsin.
but
You don't
these
get money here
but
anymore.
non-Americans that can't speak English and so forth, they can draw it way longer. They can draw it for not a year but years. And they can, and they have, like 20 people in the household, and what they call multi households, and those, 5 or 6 different families in there, and they're all drawing it up, and they're all stacking it together, and they're all being able to start businesses and do all the things that American people ain't able to do on your money. And that's why they love your country, but they don't like you, right?
Right.
There you go.
If they were to come to Wisconsin, there's no money. They do not give you money to live on anymore. You get food stamps and you get health care.
And I'm
And
sure I'm going to get feedback on this too. You know,
oh,
I'm sure that
you
there's
are.
going to be a ton of people saying, how dare PG talk about, talk about all of these illegal people needing help, or all of these, people they're pulling in here, taking everything. How dare her not feel so sorry? I'm going to tell you what I feel sorry for. I feel sorry for your family, that for the members of your family right now that could use that shit and ain't getting it. That's who the hell I feel sorry for.
Section 2.
That's who I feel sorry for.
absolutely agree
And
with
it's
you.
your tax dollars paying it. And it's your family that should be reaping from it and ain't. So there. That's
And
what
our
I feel sorry
veterans,
for.
our veterans that fought for our country, they should come first.
Laying on the street. Laying on the street.
Yep.
There
They
is
should
children.
come first.
There is children. American children living in big churches are setting up tents. There's the same churches that brought these people in and put them into all the free housing, they're setting up tents for all those Americans that once lived in that housing. And
Yeah.
that's where they get to live now, is on the church parking lots in a fucking tents. Think about that. Think about that.
Yeah.
It's not
That's
fair.
where
No, it's not
that
fair.
is where they're putting you now. That's where they're putting you now, so that these people can take over your dwellings. So
I just
think about that.
and I'm not sounding mean, but you know what? Yes, America is the land of the free. But you need to take care of your own people first. The veterans, the elderly, the homeless. I mean, we have more problems here in America with helping our own people than we do with immigration people coming
It
in.
is that land of the free. It is the land of the free. It is.
Then let them
That's
come
true.
on in and they're
America,
free to get a job. They're
America
free to get a
is
job.
America is the land of the free, and we all busted our ass to build it, and we're busting our asses right now with all of our tax dollars to keep it going. Right.
Right.
Well, I'm going to tell you something. When our forefathers got off that boat, they didn't get took to a welfare office and handed a bunch of shit and a new cars and a place to live. Hell no.
No.
You know what they got handed? I tell you what they got handed. They got handed their freaking bags if they passed the physical, and they did go to a doctor before they got to get off that boat. If they were sick, they went back.
Yeah.
But what they did is they got a physical and handed their freaking bags and told, I hope you got enough to keep you going until you can find work in some penny ante place that's going to bust your ass from sun up to sun down. And you're going to be so tired when you lay down, every bone in your damn body's going to hurt. And we'll give you some free land if you're going to go out there and clear it, build a house on it and everything. And then we're going to come in and take it for taxes when your crop fails, or we're going to come in and take it for the railroad, or we're going to come in and take it for something, right? And then you're going to be out, and you busted your ass to make that the beautiful place. And the very reason we gave it to you, so you would bust that ass to make it what it was, so we could have it back, right?
Right.
There you go.
There you have it.
You got used and fucking abused, and you're getting used and abused now. And, if you don't want to listen, I can't make people listen to anything. I can only tell you what it is, how it is, and, it is what it is, right? I mean,
You look at Germany and Sweden as an example of all those migrants they let in, and now they're attacking their own people. But no, I agree with a lot of what you said. It's, a lot of it is happening up north. There's nothing much I can do, but I just hope that these children that are coming in will grow up to be contributing citizens of society.
anytime that I am letting something go, whether it be a vehicle, a sofa, whatever, I contact my family first. I contact all my family first to see if they want it, right? Most of the time they take it. Most of the time they have a need for it. But I offer it to them first. I don't go look
Yes.
for people around, for people down the road or up the road to give me some praise. And I don't need it.
No.
What I do is I give it to my family first, because you know why? I watch too many people in my lifetime they'll help strangers and do for everybody else when they had a need right there in their family that needed to be taken care of. And the Bible says to sweep your doorstep first, right? Sweep
Yep.
your doorstep first. Look amongst your own people to see the help they need. Quit turning a blind eye to them and helping everyone else. Help your own first. That's what
So,
America needs to get back to.
PG, I'm gonna get off here pretty soon, but
All right.
I just need to ask, because have you heard anything about Don, Candace, Summer? Anything? Have you heard anything new?
Anything new about who?
Don, Candace, Summer, the boys? Anything?
Don and Candace Wells, from what I understand, is up on the hill, doing whatever they do. I ain't for sure what they do. I got a feeling they watch YouTube,
Yeah.
and and and
Can I ask you a question?
holler a lot of fuck you,
Yeah.
and this and that and one thing and another, and that's because that's how this sick bastards bond, right? But
Right.
I don't know.
I have a really important question to ask you.
Yeah.
So, is it a true fact that CPS was coming that day to, okay, is it a true fact that CPS was coming that day to check on Summer?
No,
So
that's
we
not
don't
true.
know if that's true.
That isn't true. CPS did have an open case, and they were getting ready to shut it. Not that day, but they were getting ready to close it.
Okay.
They wasn't not that day. Absolutely not. And I don't know where people's getting all of that mixed information from. I'm sure it's the YouTubers out there.
Yeah,
But
that was the
no,
one question, because I
no.
mean, like,
Allie got butt fucking hurt about Candace with Jose. Well, let me tell you what happened. She got butt hurt about Candace with those Jose, and then someone, no one knows who, called in on Allie. All right, they called in
Okay.
on Allie, got child services on her. Allie just assumed that it was Candace. So what Allie did is, and her mother, they
Hey, Wendy.
reported Candace, right? One good turn deserves another.
Okay.
They reported Candace. Child Protective Services, they understood how Allie and Candace, they understood what was going on.
Okay.
I'm sure that Allie explained it to them and Candace explained it to them, and then they have records about who calls in and so forth. So, I mean, there's no phone call made to Children's Services that ain't, it's like calling the police department, it's law. So,
Okay.
it's just the ugliness. And anyhow, some neighbors came down, helped Candace and Donald get things going, right? Some man and his family came over and helped them, clean up and get things done. And they're the ones with the little girl, right?
Right.
That they actually don't want even nobody talking about right now.
Right.
And anyhow, the Child Protective Services started coming out and showing up, and they were doing their visits. They was getting ready to shut the case down. Summer was getting ready to go to school, and she ended up disappeared. But it wasn't on that June the 15th. No, they wasn't coming there at all. Candace didn't know when they were going to, she was going to hear from them, and they was going to shut down the case.
Okay.
It had nothing to do with June the 15th at all. Absolutely not. So,
Okay. So with people saying that, CPS going up there knocking on the door and she wouldn't answer. We don't know that that's true fact either, right? It must not be.
I'm sorry, Chase, but they was getting ready to close the case. Yes, they were. Absolutely, they were. I know that for a fact.
They
I
were
know that for a
working.
fact.
They were working on the house.
And they wasn't even going to take the boys. They didn't take the boys for like. They didn't take the boys for weeks after Summer came up missing. I mean, and they only took them then because of all the threats and crazy stuff that was going on. And then Donald went and got on a binge, right? And Candace told it, and that's why, you know, and with all the chaos going on, that's why they took the kids. I mean, they
Yeah.
wouldn't even have lost the boys if they would have, you know, if they would have just, you know, acted fucking normal and stayed off the shit, they would have, the boys still be there now.
So
That's what I'm talking about.
CPS probably was going up there to see if Candace and Don had improved on the house and did what they were required to do. And as we notice in some of those pictures, the beds were moved. You know, things were moved.
And the Wells wasn't given shit until after the boys were took, and that's when CPS gave them instructions to fix a bunch of stuff in the house, like the wiring and this and that. They used that to take the boys to cover their ass because they fucking left Summer there and she got took. Right? And those wires was there. Those wires were there, you know, from the day Summer was born. I mean, from the first time CPS had been in the Wells house many times over the years. And that house always looked like it did, right? It always looked like it did, and they didn't ever take the kids out of it. Until Summer disappeared.
Don's story is, and you know, and this is Don's story, that he told CPS to take the boys to protect them. Protect them from what? Why would Don want CPS to take the boys into protection?
Donald did tell. Well, Donald didn't tell CPS directly. He told Candace that he told, because Candace was attached to the boys, not Summer, but the boys. And he told Candace that, you know, it's best Donald was smart enough to know they were taking the boys anyway, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he told Candace, you know, that he agreed with them taking the boys because, you know, of everything going on. He felt that Candace couldn't watch the children and they would be best off in the hands of someone else, right? Because of what happened this summer.
Yeah.
And Candace was attacking a certain boy.
I don't think Ronnie Lawson took Summer.
Making him feel that it was his fault, even though she knows it was her own. She was, you know, gaslighting this one child, telling, you know, like it was his fault because she told him to watch Summer.
Right.
And Don knew that wasn't good as well for his son to be hearing that fucking shit by this idiot that was truly at fault for what happened to Summer.
And that's the same thing about the footprints. I mean,
I'm going to tell you something about them footprints. Jody Sue was clomping around, was seen clomping around in every area that those footprints were found. So think about that for a while.
Yeah. Yeah, because it's kind of like you, again, now I've gone back to the beginning of the story and there's a whole lot of questions now because, you know, when somebody comes.
No, Pam, that's not Sherfy's property. When Cam says that, when these people are saying Sherfy lives 2 seconds from Summer, they're lying to you. Shurfy lives nowhere near Summer. I know where Shurfy lives. I know where he lives. I don't want to bring Shurfy's address or his home up here on my panel. I'm not going to do that. But I know exactly where Don Shurfy lives. And I know where Don Shurfy Jr. is right now and where both homes he lived at before he went to jail. And they were nowhere, no place close to Summer's house. That is pure bullshit. And that's one of the things I want to clear up out here, and have before is no, that's not truth. There's no truth to that. The old goat man's cousin, which is a lady, lives the 2 seconds away with her daughter, who works for law enforcement, which met Shurfy when he was working there for law enforcement. Shurfy and her started dating, and the old lady doesn't let people come up there around her home. Her daughter goes out with Don Shurfy, and she goes to his home. And unless it's like a holiday or something, then he can go to her home, now and again for dinner or for, Thanksgiving, Christmas, something like that. But he does not live there. He does not take his children there or anything like that. The only one time that Don Shurfy Jr. ever was at that lady's house, and that was to help. They bought her a reclining chair because she's old and she's got medical issues. And and Don Shurfy's girlfriend asked if they could pick the chair up and bring it and carry it into the house up there for her mother. And they did. And that was around Christmas time of 2020, I believe. December of 2020 is when that chair was delivered up there to this lady's home by Shurfy and his son. And his son hadn't ever been back there, period, again. Only Don Shurfy has been there periodically from time to time for dinner once in a while, but mostly Don Shurfy's girlfriend goes to his home and stays with him. The old lady pretty much lives by herself in that house, with her daughter, but her daughter spends her quality of time with Don Shurfy at his home when they decide to go out and spend time together. So I wish people would quit saying that Shurfy lives 2 seconds over there, because he doesn't. Absolutely not. That is pure fucking bullshit. You want to know who lives 2 seconds from Summer? Jody Sue, Andy, and their son Boog. That's who lives 2 seconds away from Summer. So if Cam wants to get on somebody living 2 seconds away, why the fuck don't he get on them? Why don't he get on them? Why don't you guys ask him? Because I already know. Ask Cam that.
Yeah. Well, I just wanted to clarify.
Cam
about
Cam is a Andy ass kisser, right? Cam, you're an Andy ass kisser. That's what
that's
you
because
are.
everybody wants to get the story, so they just kiss ass. The problem is,
because Cam's afraid that Andy would hand him his fucking ass. Cam's afraid of Andy.
True. That's
He's
true.
afraid Andy would hand him his fucking ass to him, right? There you go. That's why he don't talk about Andy.
Andy needs $2,000. Maybe I can get him to talk.
Yeah, there you go. But yeah, Cam, Cam's Cam don't know anything. Cam went up there just like Benny and Cher and the rest of them got in there, and all they got was freaking used and abused viciously by the whales, to the point it almost put them insane, right? To the point it damn near put them insane once they realized how fucking quick and fast and smooth the whales actually, used them up, right? That was crazy shit right there.
Oh, look, you get a super sticker. Super sticker. Thank you, Cam.
Wendy, I appreciate super sticker. Absolutely. God bless.
Well,
But yeah,
unfortunately, the problem is that a lot of YouTubers and the wrong ones
right.
used Don to get
Yeah,
to
they
the
did.
store. Yeah, and now to get Don to talk, I I I don't know if he would. If he finds out that a person is a YouTuber, he ain't gonna. You know, have you tried to call him?
I plead the fifth. When it comes to Donald,
Okay, then you have.
you know,
Yeah.
all I want Donald to do, all I want Donald to do is God's will instead of his, and tell what happened to his little girl and get justice for her.
And
Because you
here's
know
the
what?
thing,
That's
if
his
it
child
was
to
an
get justice
accident,
for.
if
That's
it
his
was an
child to get justice
accident,
for.
yeah.
You
But if it
know,
was an accident, PG, it's not
if it was
the
an accident, then it should have been reported.
yeah. Yeah.
I don't think it's an accident. You know, here's my thing. If you hit your kid hard enough to kill it, that ain't an accident. That is malice, right?
Yeah.
There you go. You know, that's not an accident.
And I wonder how much the story is true about the little girl. Remember the little girl said that there was a suitcase and they said Summer was going to go away. Do you remember that? Wasn't that
Mm-hmm.
Marlena's daughter that said that?
What did she say?
She said that there was a suitcase and Summer
Oh
was going to go
yeah,
away.
I
Now,
heard.
I
I
know,
heard that.
and I wonder
And
how
that
much truth there is to that.
absolutely none. Absolutely none.
Why
No
do these people have to
truth to
keep
it
lying?
whatsoever because they need content and people want to give it to them or they want to make it up, and that's pretty much what you're going to get out there. You know, I think this is like the only channel on YouTube that actually looks for facts, that looks for truth,
Well, and that's what I'm trying
that
to
won't bring
find.
anything out that is not truth.
Yeah, like you
You
said,
know, they're all about the content. They don't care what they're feeding people just so they got something to feed them, you know, and that's just disgusting. There's so much going on in this world. You don't need to do that, right?
right.
Seek the truth and you shall find it. Seek a bunch
Well,
of lies and they'll find them too, right? Or make them up. And that's what most of the creators do. They find them or make them up. And I'm not into that. I'm
I
not into
think
that.
I think to be able to find the truth, or at least some of it, is I'm going back way to the beginning, and I'm not going to listen to anybody but Don and, well, of course, Candace, which doesn't say shit. She doesn't say nothing. I'm just going to go back to the very beginning because I couldn't call CPS and say, hey, were you going to go out there on that day? And they're going to say, we can't tell you because it's still an open investigation. You
Right.
know,
Absolutely.
so, yeah, well, that's what I'm doing during my Thanksgiving vacation. So, what else do I have to do? And I want to proceed with, I want to proceed with, the books that I want to write, and I want to get going on them, and I need facts, not YouTube lies from these other channels, you know. So I may have to find somebody down there that I can contact that can give me facts and not stories. You know.
Good luck, girl. Good
I
luck.
know. Well, PG,
Good luck.
I've been wanting to do this, and
I have contacted, I'm going to tell you, I've contacted all of them, including the scariest ones down there, the lights, right?
yeah.
I've contacted them all. And I'm going to be honest with you. I talked with a lot of these people. A lot of these people I have had communication with. And what I'm saying is good luck because the ones like myself, they're not going to talk to you. Due to the fact that they live in the area and they do not want no trouble from the ones that are lying and giving you all the bullshit. So
Right.
there you
Right.
have it.
Well, you have content, and I'm kind of lost here for a second, but I don't know. We'll see what
You know,
happens. We'll see what happens. I can't write a book on just hearsay. I can't.
there's a lot of truth. I mean, that's where, like, I've spent I've spent over a year and a half right now digging into the truth, right? And it's very hard to, and you have to put all that truth on the table. But while you're putting it all on the table, you've got to trash all the lies, right? You got to trash all of these lies, and it's very overwhelming. It's
Oh
a
yeah.
very overwhelming task to get done.
Well,
You know,
PG, I'm gonna get this done. I'm gonna
oh
get this
yeah,
done for summer, and we'll talk. I'll email you, and I'll let you know how I'm gonna start, who I need to contact to make sure that my bases are covered before I start this.
well,
Because
when you start with a book, to be honest with you, and because I do a lot of writing as well,
mm-hmm.
and and I can give you, when you start with a book, what you want to start with is, you want to start with the foundation, right? You got to lay the
Yep.
foundation, and the foundation is, is Donald's dad, real mother, Donald, his two sisters. Start
Mm-hmm.
with that foundation,
Yep.
and then and then write how the truth about how it, broke apart and burst it open for these other people to walk in, right? Which
Right.
is
Right.
his stepsisters and their mother, and
Yeah.
and
It's not
I
going to be a
mean,
short one.
it in all honesty, this particular story right here, this particular case is a series. It's not a book. It's a
No,
series.
it's a series. Yep. Yep.
To be honest.
And who granted special access to jails and make sure his book content was not fabricated. Death sentence and us, a very rare but ruling was used specified in bad dudes. Yeah. And the proceeds that I do write for this book will go to a nonprofit organization to help. I would like to start a nonprofit organization for Summer, and that's what the proceeds would go to. It would go to Summer, and it would go to her foundation. So there's some people in New York that I'm going to be contacting. There's a couple people
and
in
if I was to put out books upon this case right here, the
mm-hmm.
ones I would donate to is the one Summer saved, and that's her brothers, which she went through to save. That's who I would donate to, because these boys are going to be turned loose in society with no place to go, nothing.
You
right?
are right.
They're going to be turned loose, and is it fair? Is it fair that we're all forgetting about them? We're forgetting about the very ones that that she had to pay the price to save in this world, and
Right.
and they are victims as well. They are victims as well. So they would be the ones that I would be.
I agree on that. I agree on
supporting.
that. And so for all the YouTubers or any trolls in here, I mean, yeah, spread the word that a book is going to be written about Summer, and the profits, it's not going to me. I'm not going to be made a rich woman writing this book. I need to write about this little girl. I need to write about who this little girl was. You know, I can't do this anymore. I've been waiting over a year to do it, and yeah, and I'm doing it. So if I need your help, I'm gonna need your help. You know, I'm going to need
Hey
your
girl,
help.
you need help or any information, you got my phone number, call me. I'd be
Yep.
glad to help any way I can.
Yeah, and I appreciate that, PG. I really do.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
But I gotta get off here. It's almost midnight, and I gotta get up in 6 hours.
All right, girl. Much
Okay.
love.
Love you
Um,
all.
I love you too. Good
Okay.
night.
Good night.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to get off topic with, we got off on the summer case, and I was basically covering Quentin's case tonight. So what we'll do is meet back up here tomorrow evening, and we'll finish up what we didn't get done tonight on Quentin's case, and there's a whole lot of information to be coming out tomorrow on Quentin's case as well. So we'll find out if Leilani is getting a bond or not tomorrow, right? And I got a lot of other things. I've got a lot of pictures I want to show you of, where she's at, the conditions she will be enduring while she's there, and so forth and so on. So you won't want to miss that. Some of that I was going to put out tonight, but we got a little sidetracked in here tonight with politics and Summer's case, which, I love Summer, and I don't mind getting, off track for Summer at all. Absolutely not. I'm not upset about that in the least. I mean, I wish God will let Summer be found just like this baby on screen was found, right? That's what we're praying for. We are absolutely praying for it. And, I hope Donald does the right thing, where his daughter's concerned. He's the only one that, really can come forward and, crush all of this, right? And let his daughter be found and brought home. I know that. He knows that. Let's hope God works with him. Let's hope God leads him that, this is the right thing to do. I don't think Donald wants to close his eyes to death, not getting his daughter justice in a proper burial place, right? I don't think he wants to do that. If you can't have mercy, you ain't going to obtain mercy from God. So have mercy on your daughter, man. Do what's right. Do what's right, Donald. That's what you need to do. Do what's right for her. Right? That's what I'm talking about. There ain't nothing on the face of this earth worth having God angry with you, especially when you go out of this world, right? Absolutely not. So I don't know if he will do the right thing or he won't. I don't know. I have no idea. Absolutely. That's what I say. That's his little girl. That's his little girl. I mean, how he'll be able to shut his eyes to death and knowing he didn't ever do what's right for her. I don't know. What I'm saying is, you don't protect evil people in this world. Absolutely not. No matter how much you love them, don't protect them. Because, evil people keep doing evil. Don't give them the opportunity to destroy or hurt someone else, right? Candace hurt her son, and she totally let Summer. I mean, Summer's completely gone, right? Summer's completely gone. So, you know, do you really want kids around her? Do you really want, you know, other children maybe to suffer what these children have already suffered at the hands of her? Absolutely not. You know, absolutely not. And I think she has all to do with what happened to Summer. That's my opinion. I really do. And I think Donald knows it. So he needs to speak up and tell it. Oh, I so appreciate that, Wisconsin Mama. Thank you for all you do. I know God put you here for Summer, and we love you for that. Much love. God bless. God bless. God put us all here for Summer. He put us all here for Summer. And he put us here for these other children as well, right? He put us here for them as well. And we ain't going to give up on none of them. Absolutely not. But I shall be back in tomorrow night, and we shall hopefully stay on topic, right? We hopefully stay on topic tomorrow night. We'll stay on topic. I don't even like politics. I'm just putting it out there. I don't like politics. I ain't even trying to talk about that, to be honest with you. You know, I think these kids are really super important, and I know prices are going up. I know that it's getting to all of us, right? We're all struggling right now from all the prices going up. That's true. That's true. And that's sad. It's sad, you know, but this too shall pass, right? This too shall pass. I mean, we've overcome worse than this, right? So keep your head up. Don't worry. Know that God's always going to be there and pull you right through. If God brings us to it, he's going to bring us through it. So just keep pressing on with the Lord, and you'll be okay, right? We'll all be okay. Know that. Know that, and let's move forward. You know, what ain't okay is these children missing. What ain't okay is, you know, them not being found, brought home, and gotten justice for. That's not okay. The way Tennessee handled Summer's case is not okay. They could have handled it like Georgia did with Quinton. And I think we'd have a lot more answers now, right? We'd have a lot more answers now. So, but we don't. We don't. And so it is what it is. But tomorrow night I will be bringing out some stuff, and I'll be bringing out to show you. I'll bring you proof to show you that yes, Don Wells knows as much about Summer's case as Grandma Billie Jo knew about Leilani's. And we know they both know. So, and I'll prove that to you all tomorrow night for sure. All right, everybody. As I ask every night, please, please, please keep those prayers going up for these babies. Keep those prayers going up. You know, one's found, right? God heard us. He heard us, and he let this baby be found. And he's also going to hear, you know, he's also hearing us when it comes to Summer. Why Summer ain't been being found yet, I don't know. Maybe God wants Donald to do the right thing, right? Maybe God's giving Donald ample time and opportunity to do what's right. And when God sees that Donald absolutely isn't, that's when we'll find Summer and justice to be served for her. Absolutely. So, you know, God works with people. Maybe that's the reason that this hasn't been brought to the light yet. And but I hope he does do what's right. And I hope he makes God proud and does what's right. Absolutely. I do. Did you hear that, Donald? You know, don't make us proud, make God proud. God's the one you better really worry about, not us. That's for sure. All right. But keep those prayers going up in the name of Jesus Christ for these babies, please. Keep them going up for Sweet Norway and UFC and all the other people that need prayer. It's this life is hard for all of us. I seen a lady in here tonight that said she's been in the hospital and stuff, and she's got a lot going on in her life. Let us pray for her as well. I do watch the chat, believe it or not. I see a lot of people that need prayer. You know, let's not pray for somebody. Let's pray for everybody. I'm always praying for you. So I want to say much love. Good night. God bless to everyone. Oh, and put up those purple and blue hearts if you can. My video has a lot of missing children, not just Summer and Quentin and Monkey, but a mixture of missing children that have been found. Their cases are being solved right now. Some know their cases are like Summer's as well. They have not been found yet, and I'm sure they will be. But you know, let's show them that we love them, that we support them by putting up those hearts for them. Purple and blue, please. Have a good night, everybody. God bless.